This is the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast on the internet, only on the internet, not on satellite, not on terrestrial, not on cable platforms. This is Saturday, the 21st of December 2024. We are continuing to observe the state of coverage or cover-ups about these allegations published by various outlets in the United Kingdom against Tulip Siddiq, the daughter of Sheikh Hasina's younger sister, Sheikh Rehana, who has been a minister in Keir Starmer's UK government since July 2024. Tulip Siddiq is reported extensively in the Daily Mail as being involved in the embezzlement of £4 billion worth from a contract made between Russia and Bangladesh in 2013 for the construction of a power plant at a site in central northwest Bangladesh, place called Rupur. Now the money was given as a loan by Russia, a loan amounting to £10 billion, and £44 billion of that loan was siphoned off by Sheikh Hasina, her sister, her sister's daughter, and Sheikh Hasina's son, Sajid Wajid Joy, who lives in the United States. They colluded or collaborated with unnamed, so far at least, Russian government officials. And they used a Malaysian bank or banking facilities for the operation of the embezzlement project. All of this has been brought to light as application in the Bangladesh High Court has been filed by a man called Bobby Hazzaj, who was a member of the opposition political party or parties or movement opposed to Sheikh Hasina and her regime until the 5th of August 2024. Bobby Hazzaj's application in the Bangladesh High Court follows reports by an American outlet a few months ago that actually brought out the main details of the Rupur power plant project and the money stolen by Tulip Siddiq, not Siddiqui. My apologies for that error in that name. Siddiq. Sheikh Hasina's sister, Sheikh Rehana, that is Tulip's mother, and Sheikh Hasina's son, ordinarily resident in the United States, Sajid Wajid or Sajib Wajid Joy. Now, the Bobby Hazzaj application is not the only source of the information, because the many opposition activists in Bangladesh During the 15 years of Sheikh Hasina's fascist regime in Bangladesh until the 5th of August 2024, had been clamoring without success for serious attention to be given to the robbery and looting being perpetrated by Sheikh Hasina and her family. This has changed, especially after Sheikh Hasina was forced to flee Bangladesh on the 5th of August 2024. I'm now looking for Saturday's Daily Mail for the update on the report that the Daily Mail has been publishing about Tulip Siddiq. Now, although it is Sheikh Hasina who has been the main facilitator and the main source of the criminality, her colluders, of course, have included members of our family. And Tulip Siddiqui, I keep repeating the era Siddiqui. Tulip Siddiq is being focused on because of her membership of the executive government fronted by Keir Starmer in the United Kingdom. And Tulip Siddiqui has been the subject of the demand by the opposition Conservative Party in the United Kingdom to step aside because of the allegation against her of embezzlement that is being investigated in Bangladesh by a now revived anti-corruption commission in Bangladesh. So I'm still looking for that piece following up the previous coverage in the Daily Mail of Tulip Siddiq's role. Now, this is the one that was published. So there are several items. This one is on page 27 of the Daily Mail, which is Friday the 27th. Sorry, page 27, the date is Friday the 20th of December. Bottom of page 27, and the piece is, can we see this? This is the piece. So what I shall do, this is the piece. I shall be reading this. Now investigate minister in 4 billion bribery probe, Commons watchdog told. This is a piece by Harriet Lyne, deputy political editor. It says Parliament's Standards Commissioner was last night urged to probe Tulip Siddiq after the city minister, that is Tulip Siddiq's description, was named in an anti-corruption investigation in Bangladesh. Ms. Siddiq, who is responsible for stamping out corruption in Britain's financial sector, is being investigated over claims she and members of her family took bribes of up to £4 billion. Last night, a Conservative MP wrote to Daniel Greenberg, the Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards, calling for Greenberg to look into the allegations. In a letter seen by the Daily Mail, the MP, that is Daniel Greenberg, the MP who wrote to Daniel Greenberg, said the concerning new developments warranted a probe into Ms. Siddique's financial interests. Her declarations of interest to the House and her conduct as a whole. The public must be able to have confidence in the integrity of its members of parliament. The MP who cannot be named. That's the thing. I misstated him as Daniel Greenberg, but here it says that the MP who has written to the parliamentary commissioner, who is Daniel Greenberg, cannot be named due to legal issues, procedural issues for the time being anyway. This MP, still unnamed, wrote, quote, without proper clarification and transparency from Ms. Siddique, I feel that she risks bringing her position and the wider House into significant disrepute. Bangladesh's Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC, has launched the probe into Ms. Siddique over the alleged embezzlement linked to a nuclear power plant deal in the country, that is Bangladesh. Her UK-based mother, Sheikh Rehana Siddique, and her aunt, Sheikh Hasina Wazid, the ousted former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, who ruled the country with an iron fist for more than 15 years, are also being investigated by the Bangladesh Anti-Corruption Commission. It was launched after an order from the country's High Court, which heard claims that Ms. Siddique may have helped to broker the nuclear deal worth 10 billion in total. The power plant was built by a Russian state-backed company called Rosatom, Rosatom. Atom is, of course, nuclear, and Ros is an abbreviation in the conjoined word Rosatom. And the deal was signed inside the Kremlin back in 2013 by Hasina and Vladimir Putin in the presence of Ms. Siddique, who was then a Labour councillor. The Daily Mail doesn't say it, but the Labour councillorship was in the London Borough of Camden. Ms. Siddique has refused to comment on the allegations. But last night, a Labour Party spokesman said she totally refused the claims. The spokesman said absolutely no evidence has been presented for these allegations, which originated from an American aerospace website in August. Now, that's the description of the website. We shall see where this can be found as named. Talib Siddique has not been contacted on the matter and totally refused the claims. Now, that quoted statement by the Labour Party is absolutely absurd and stupid. What difference will it make, even if she were contacted? It's not dependent on her being contacted and for a routine denial by her that she is guilty of the bribery as has been alleged. The evidence comes from independent sources, independent of her. Sir Keir Starmer's spokesman yesterday indicated he continues to have confidence in Ms. Siddique. She has denied any involvement in the claims, according to number 10, and continues to maintain her responsibility as a minister. Pressed about whether there was any conflict of interest in Ms. Siddique's involvement in the 2013 deal, the spokesman for Keir Starmer, that is, said, I can't speak to events that happened prior to a minister's time in government, but MPs are demanding that she comes clean on the issue. Shadow Home Office Minister Matt Vickers said, the fact Labour's anti-corruption minister is reportedly embroiled in a corruption case is the latest stain on Keir Starmer's judgment. It is high time she came clean. The British public deserve a government that is focused on their priorities, not distracted by yet another scandal. Now, that is a stupid conclusion. It's not a distraction, you moron. It is a scandal. So let's check again what this is the this scandal. So I'm checking the Daily Mail of Saturday, the 21st of December 2024, for a follow-up or any follow-up on the story they've been running about Tulip Siddiq and her embezzlement, or her part or her share in the £4 billion she and her dictator autocratic aunt Sheikh Hasina perpetrated from the loan that Russia gave for the construction in Rupur in central northwest Bangladesh of a nuclear power plant. Now there it is. There it is on page 26 of the Daily Mail. How many pages need to be turned to get to the updater piece? This is, again, the byline is to Harriet Line, Deputy Political Editor of the Daily Mail. And the heading is now, Minister faces questions about 1 billion Russian arms deal. This is a deal separate from the Rupur power plant deal. Labour Minister Tulip Siddiq was facing fresh questions last night after it emerged her aunt penned a $1 billion Russian arms deal on their family visit to the Kremlin. The Treasury Minister, who is responsible for stamping out economic crime in Britain's financial sector, was this week named in an anti-corruption probe in Bangladesh. She is alleged to have been involved in brokering a 2013 deal with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin for a nuclear power plant in Bangladesh, from which up to £4 billion is said to have been embezzled. Ms. Siddique's aunt, Sheikh Hasina, who was until recently, that is until the 5th of August 2024, Prime Minister of Bangladesh for more than 20 years. Now that is a wrong number of years, because she may have been Prime Minister post holder for more than 20 years altogether, but it was not a continuous incumbency. She was in post since 2009, I think. We'll come back to checking that and update accordingly. Anyway, reading that paragraph again after I've corrected it. Ms. Siddique's aunt Sheikh Hasina, who was until recently Prime Minister of Bangladesh for more than 20 years, is also being investigated along with her mother, Sheikh Rehana Siddique. Court papers revealed footage from 2013 shows Ms. Siddique watching on as Hasina and Russian President signed the deal at the Kremlin. She's also pictured posing next to her aunt and Putin. But as well as signing the agreement for the nuclear power plant, Ms. Siddique's aunt also penned a deal for $1 billion, 800 million pounds loan to Bangladesh to buy Russian weapons and military equipment. In a statement following talks between Hasina and Putin, the Russian president said, and this is a quote, "Our countries intend to expand defense cooperation. Russia, and you have seen the signing of this agreement, will extend a $1 billion loan to Bangladesh to buy Russian weapons and military equipment." At the time, Ms. Siddique was a Labour councillor. Now, she was a Labour councillor in the borough of Camden before becoming an MP in 2015. Labour sources have claimed Ms. Siddique only went to Russia to spend time with her family and had no role at any events she attended, aside from being a family member. Now, the question it's totally embarrassing stupidity, isn't it? For the Labour Party spokesperson, whoever that moron is, to say that these people visited the Kremlin, the head of the headquarters of the Russian government, on a family trip. How on earth? What family? Is Putin an uncle? Or something like that. Stupidity beyond condemnation. A party spokesman, the Labour Party spokesman, told the Daily